that is, I'm not too sure about you two.
You're not?
No.
We're just in awe you have a chauffeur and we don't.
Yeah, that's the
That's-
problem right
That's
there.
it, really, basically.
That is it. That's it. It is. I'm telling you, I do tell him every day how much I appreciate him, believe me. So
Did
it
you
is.
do, I'm sorry, did you do Appreciation Academy this afternoon?
No, we did not, because right now, no, I did not. We didn't even, Polly had a meeting. I'm going to get that back going again. It's just kind of, if I don't send it out, I kind of would like,
Yeah.
if I don't do a physical invitation, then just assume for one reason or another, we're not doing it. But,
Okay.
but we did not this week. And you know what? We just keep running into those like holiday weekend things. I don't know that do you guys know, ladies know that Nicole is not working her day job now?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh,
I mean, I know she has a grandbaby and she was obviously going to be, spending time and focus there, but
Yeah, well, she'd have to tell you the situation, but the project pretty much had come to an end, and
okay.
so it worked out just to kind of end up at the same point when Bowden was born, I guess. I'm not sure how many days, but yeah, it worked out for her. And so she and I talked this afternoon, which worked out pretty well. And that was right up to the meeting time that we would have done the other. But yeah, it is what it is. So she's happy right now. She's pretty happy to get away from them. So yeah.
Nancy, I'm so weak. I am so
you should have put a towel on them. Put a towel over them. That's what I do.
What do you think?
Oreos. There's Oreos within reach of Dawn.
I tried to resist.
Oh, Dawn.
I couldn't.
Oreos. Oh my goodness. You crazy girl. It is what it is. They are hard to pass up, I'm sure.
I was trying to eat healthier.
Sure.
I did go for the holiday weekend, but it didn't last so long.
That's funny. That is funny.
So I did send a message out via email. I don't know if you two got that. Welcoming Carol and Catherine and Kim.
Good.
Carol, Kathleen, Kim. Wow.
Catherine did join us too.
Well, Catherine is probably we'll see what one she ends up, but she is coming back. CB can probably tell you, but I think they've had their hands full with kids and different things going on there. So I don't know. I don't want to speak for Catherine as to when she or which group necessarily. Dawn, I'm not sure. So we'll just we're kind of waiting to see which, but she does definitely need a group. So and maybe CB would understand that too. She was saying she wasn't sure if it was the best thing for them to be in the same group. So we'll see what happens. But she hasn't confirmed anything as to which, but she is wanting a group. Yes. So, and technically she's already here. I mean, she just kind of put on I just kind of put it in suspension until she decided which group she wanted to join. So.
And Kim joined?
Kim joined. Yep. Kim joined.
Woo!
And
That's
Carol and there's about 3 or 4 other people that, no, I don't know if 3 or 4, but I have a handful of people that if I just get past all this activity that I'm doing here, um, I may be able to get a few of them to understand that it would make a lot more sense for them to be in your group in the evening than it would to be in any of the other ones. We have the lady in Georgia who is she's a it's kind of funny, Don. She's with Young Living. I just meaning funny because we that was one of the first ones that was part of the group when Dawn first started the group, was a Young Living lady. Can't remember, or it was a couple. Remember them?
Uh-huh.
And they
I'm
were
still friends
they were
with
done.
her with them on Facebook. I keep saying, I keep threatening I'm gonna go to Florida and visit with them.
Oh, hey, that sounds good. Well, she was, or they were really nice, but this lady is in Georgia and she's been in our North Side group, and it worked fine as long as we had the Zoom. It was fine. And then she just kind of fell off the planet, when we moved to in person. And I see on Facebook that they've now settled into a new house and she looks like things are going really well. So yeah, it's the Facebook connection, but I will reach out to her. And I know that at least Kim has quite a few. It sounded like she had some people she wanted to, get on this call. It could be tough tonight just for the fact that, the day after a holiday weekend, but it is what it is. We'll just make the best of it. So anyway, I'm going to quit talking. Take it away.
Kathy and Scott Muir are the Young Living folks who were a part of Collaborating Connections back early on.
Yeah,
and
that's really neat.
She's still doing Young Living in Florida.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Okay, well, we'll just go ahead and get things kicked off and folks can join in if and when they are able. My name is Dawn Evans Casey, and I want to welcome everyone to tonight's Collaborating Connections Professional Networking Zoom call. Collaborating Connections is 6 years old. Yay!
Woo!
It is amazing. Time has flown. But here we are. And we've been a part of the TTR networking group since the very TTR networking has actually been around 13 years. And
yes.
Okay. And Collaborating Connections, when I first came to TTR networking, was part of 3 different groups. Complained to Jennifer that there was not a group on the east side of town where I live, and you never bring up a problem without contributing to a solution. So the solution was Dawn will start the East Side Indianapolis group. And we've been going for 6 years strong now. We started out meeting in person, and since COVID transitioned to this Zoom virtual networking, which has worked out great because we get to connect with wonderful professionals from coast to coast around the United States and actually around the world. So if you are listening to this call, to the recording, and you have a small business, know that we'd like to hear from you, get to know you, visit with you, or have you join us one Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to introduce yourself and your business and tell us a little bit about you. So what we do on a weekly basis, we are all about TTR networking in general, Collaborating Connections specific. we are all about relationship building. And the TTR stands for To the Rescue. The rescue is an acronym for those tenets that we all endorse and believe in. The R is for relationships. The E is for education. The S is for success strategies. The C is for community. The U is for understanding, and the second E is for execution. We highly believe in building relationships. That's why we meet on a weekly basis, to get to know each other very well and to be able to give warm, robust referrals to each other. That's a little bit about us. We are generally a industry exclusive groups where there's only one representative from an industry. Depending on how things work, if someone has a particular niche and there's room for others, we can accommodate in certain cases. So reach out to us. We'd like to get to know you. I want to thank everyone who's on the call tonight and look forward to some others joining us still. We have had some new members join us in the recent weeks, and I want to acknowledge, although they're not here on the call as of yet, Carol Blackman, Realtor, Kimberly Good, who is bookkeeping and HR management resource. And let's see, we also have, we're hoping Catherine, I always butcher her last name, Baharis Bjork, who is a animal whisperer, as well as gosh, what's a good word for what else she does? She does Reiki energy work, and she talks to spirits. So for anybody who's interested in the spiritual realm and making those connections, Catherine is an excellent resource. I am going to now invite Jennifer Johnson to kind of give us an update on what's going on with TTR networking. Jennifer?
Yes. Hold on just a second. I'm in transit, as I am a lot lately, and got all kinds of things. Well, we just launched our new website, and we're talk about in transition and in transit. We've got a lot of things going on there, and I would just tell all of our members to hold tight, because we're going in and doing the little detail work. But you can go to the old, no, not to the old website. You go to the old address and it'll take you to the new website. So ttrnetworking.com is going to take you right to the networking pages. There's some things that are going to be added to that. No members are in there yet. The only people that are being seen on any of the pages is on the homepage. If you go to the homepage, it would be totherescuein.com, and you can get there from the other way too. Just kind of, just check across the bar there, and just, I don't know all the terminology, but you'll find it. But totherescuein.com is going to take you to the homepage, and on that homepage is where our global and community partners are listed, and they're all down on the right hand side, as well as our events that are coming up. We've got a full ones coming up, and I'm going to toot my own horn that this Friday I'm
No, we lost her.
Before she tooted her horn.
Yeah. She must have tooted too loud. It knocked her off the internet.
Trying to come back.
So it must be that the connection must not be good here, guys. Sorry about that. Never had that problem before. But so we've got that at the Tarkington, that's what she said. I'm part of that. If you got any questions, that is out there on our totherescuein.com. You'll find it. And then the other thing I was going to, oh, and so we have your visitor day next Tuesday, which I'm sure you'll talk about a lot more, and what you're going to do to get people there and all of that good stuff. But that is literally, we just want people to come and check us out. And we do that usually we do that a couple times a year for every group. And yours is having one a week from today already. Hard to believe how quickly time flies. So anyway, that is coming up. And what was it that I was going to say something else? All of our group meetings happen every week, except for like a holiday like yesterday. We would not have any of our, we have one group that meets on Monday morning, so we did not have their meeting, but we have group meetings on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, and we're always looking forward to adding more. We have a big event in October that will be out there pretty soon. So there's a lot going on. We're celebrating the 13th year, and our website is brand new and it's going, and we will be adding all of our members. So I just tell all of you that are on the call that are members, be patient. You will get an email that will say you're live on the site, and it'll instruct you to go in and change your email, and no, I'm sorry, not your email, change your password, and then it will tell you, I think you'll get two different emails. So you'll know all about this stuff before it happens. So you'll get it. But I would just leave you with, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna duck out of here because I don't think the reception's real good. Did you hear everything I said though, Dawn?
Yes.
You're
Yes,
smiling, so I would assume you did. Okay, good. Okay, sorry to be so goofy here, but it just seems lately I'm on my way to the rehearsal for That's What She Said, and we're supposed to bring certain things, and I am not a very good contributor, so I had to run in here, and now I'm not sure what I'm doing. So it's just kind of one of those. Once I get through this week, then things will be a little lighter, but it's all good. It's really exciting. So thanks for everybody being on and supporting what we're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jennifer Johnson, our TTR Networking Superwoman. Go on ahead and put on your Superwoman cape and get stuff done. Jennifer Johnson, of course, is our executive director of TTR Networking, and we always appreciate her jumping on the calls and sharing with us. Before we get into things, this is the first week of September, so I want to remind everybody, we celebrate themes every month in TTR Networking. And our September theme I wrote is the successful 60-second elevator pitch. So we're all going to be talking about our elevator pitch, how to improve it, how to be able to switch it up and provide some variety to give as much needed information as possible, and recognizing that different audiences will connect with different things. So we will go through our roundtable introductions, do our elevator pitches, and if you could today specifically talk about, is there anything new and different going on within your industry? Anything informative that you have to update and share with the audience? So I am going to invite Nancy Vesley. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Nancy Vesley, IHC Specialty Benefits, local licensed health insurance agent. About now, we're just laying low, waiting for October when Medicare starts up. Finished all the training, so now I'm just connecting with people and checking with them, seeing if they have any questions or if they're happy where they are. Also, ACA opens up in November also. And that's for 2024. And so I'm connecting with some of my clients, and I have some on short-term medical plans that like are not on the are not off the ACA, so they are not major medical. And I've talked to them, and we're switching them over so their expiration date is in November, because if they had something happening in their life, like if they were diagnosed recently with like cancer or something, they couldn't get back onto their ACA plan, onto their short-term plan with United or Allstate or Pivot. They would get rejected, and then I would have nothing to offer them. But by being in November, we could then jump over and do the marketplace, because they take everybody. So rather than have them have their last day of their policies in like June or March, I'm trying to move everybody I have over to November, because I don't want to tell them, sorry, I have nothing for you from April through January of the next year, because they have some existing item happening in their life that they couldn't get back onto short-term plans.
Wow. So you can identify those people now that that's
the people that I'm already selling short-term plans to, and they're very happy with them. And it works for them. I mean, they don't have any major medical things happening. But because I had one that ended up with cancer, it makes me even more conscious of it, so that I've started actually moving people over, because I don't want to have to tell them I have nothing. That's like the worst thing I could ever have to tell them, besides everything else they're dealing with. They don't, because if you have short-term and you lose your short-term coverage, it does not give you open enrollment to get into the marketplace. It's not, unless you have a baby, not pregnant, have a baby, then you could get in. It's like those little loopholes there that are there for reasons, I'm sure, but doesn't make sense to me. But so that's what I'm doing now, is trying to get everybody to end up in November. So, and a lot of them understand it, and it's taken a few years. I mean, these are the people I've known for a while, so I have some history with them. They're a lot more open to it, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't want that to happen. And not that they hope that's going to happen, but if it does, how much can you run up in medical bills when you don't have any coverage for 3 months? I mean, it could be bad.
Yeah. So I'm I'm thinking about how they're talking about the resurgence of COVID and the occurrences of RSV, and this becoming flu season coming up again. So many opportunities that individuals may fall ill, and you can't anticipate how extreme you may react to any of those things. I just want to kind of put it out there that making sure that your health care arrangements are stable and exactly what you need becomes very important as we go into this cold and flu and season this fall. So are you getting calls? Do folks are folks expressing kind of a concern over that, what they're hearing in the news with health statistics?
I haven't had any that actually called about stuff like that. And I didn't even know adults could get RSV. I knew it was my son had it when he was little, and it wasn't pretty, but it's like, wow, that would be really bad if it's the adults can get it too.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else new and wonderful going on in your industry?
Nope, that's about all we got.
What about your nonprofit? Any news on that front?
No, not really. We know everything but, you know how that works, you know? Only have so many hands to juggle and it's like, oh my God.
Absolutely. All righty. Well, I see both Jennifer and Robert Haley have gone out of visual range. Oh, Robert's there. Okay. Are there any other questions for Nancy Vesley this evening? All righty. I am going to ask Robert Haley. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes. How you doing, Don?
Hi, I'm good.
You feeling better now? Okay, it's good.
I am. Thank you so much for checking.
No worries, no worries. Robert Haley, Old National Bank, community development loan officer here in the industry itself. Really to help folks, black and brown folks, and anyone really to become homeowners, first-time home buyers, especially in. Kind of focus more on that to help anyone to become homeowners. We're trying to minimize the gap between our Caucasian brothers and sisters and to catch up there. So I spent a lot of time doing coaching and training and workshops on helping people to educate them what they can do to become homeowners. But something new today, new program just came out, just launched with Federal Lending Society called Home Boost. It's any minority, anyone classify themselves as a minority, can get a grant fund of $15,000 non-repayable toward helping to buy. Their only requirement is that they identify themselves as a minority and self-identify, and then they just got to income qualify, can't make over 120 AMI total household income. Simple, easy, free money, and it can be combined with my dollars that I have as well. So I mean, if someone's buying a home in a utopia situation like a minority black area, that's $9,000 plus the $15,000, $24,000 to help folks become home, where that money can be used to down payment and closing costs and lower their payments itself. So free money, that'll help.
Awesome.
Robert Haley, Old National Bank.
Thank you, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
How did your most recent course, your talking about home lending and finances and so forth, how did that go?
That went well. It always goes well. You know, folks show up. That's who's going to show up to get free information. It's a free class. It's quarterly. I also do a credit class for any housing every 2 weeks with them, teaching the folks that's on Section 8 to help them to try to transition from being renters to homeowners, because Section has a Section 8 voucher program to help them to that voucher they use for rent. They can convert that voucher to now to help them with their mortgage. And that voucher will help pay them if you're working. It'll help pay your mortgage for 15 years. And if you're on Social Security disability, they pay your mortgage they help pay your mortgage for 30 years. And so there's a young lady that's retired, has only have to make $2 house payment.
Wow.
$2. I said $2. And if anyone's, like I said, and I told folks, anyone that's on Section 8, there's a lot of programs to help folks there for those who help them to transition off just being on Section 8, help them with their education, help with they're going to go back to school. There's so many tools that I was just amazing that a lot of people that's on Section 8 it's not taking advantage of to help them transition off just being there. That program is really there to help folks who on Section 8 to become more self-sufficient and help them with the tools they need to move themselves forward. So.
Okay. Is there anything other than like the the educational sessions that you're doing, is there anything else that you're using to reach those individuals on Section 8, those folks in need, to make sure that they have that information and can
Oh,
start planning for?
well, I work in the classroom. I try to, working with them, doing the credit class as well as the workshops, and then just helping to be more informative. I even helping their people that does these classes for them, that teach what they need to say differently, even revamp some things, help them to revamp some things, so people that come in there, that they understand what the program has for them. I don't, like I said, I'm not sure they do. Like I said, I won't knock them, but I say, well, either you're trying to do too much in one day with one group, and sometimes that is the case. I said, well, that is so much. It's material overload. I said, they don't know what you're talking about. They just got the voucher and they said, well, they clueless of what's going on. I said, but there's other programs that help them. They want to go back to school, help pay for their schooling.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you can't. You got to go to like Ivy Tech or something like that, but it's still free. You can't beat that. If you try and help you, there's a program they have that help folks that's working, trying to hit maybe some goals they're trying to get done. They happen to meet those goals, and they have called bankable dollars for them. I had one client that they had that she got $28,000 after she finished the class.
Wow.
So it's, for someone that's first time home buyer trying to move forward, or if you're a single mom on Section 8, if you take advantage of all the programs in there, you should be in a much better position at least 5 or 6 years down the road. And so what I do for them is just minimal, what there's for them to offer. But so.
Super fantastic. Keep doing great things, Robert Hailey.
Yep. And then on the not-for-profit side, my team mentoring, I'm getting ready to kick that program off. So we are doing open registration for our young people, 59th graders, young men there itself. That kicks off in orientation is October the 11th. We kick off the program in November the 4th, because we have our 100 Black, we have our Dayla on October the 28th. So those who want to come out and support the Dayla and make fundraisers, make a donation, or come participate, love to send you the flyers to come on out and support.
Okay, wonderful. Well, please share the flyers, and we'll make sure to share them on the Collaborating Connections Facebook page and LinkedIn page, as well as get them up on our new TTR networking website. So
Awesome.
We'll look forward to receiving that.
Okay. Get that over.
Any other questions for Robert Hailey this evening? All righty. Before I introduce myself and my business, I'm just going to give shouts out to our members who aren't here. CB Bjork with Ascension Photography. Now, through his business, he does aerial photography. He does professional business photography, candid shots, family photos, etc. So if you have any photography needs, CB Bjork may be your guy. We have Melissa Johnson with Primerica Financial Services. So Melissa is on the insurance, home, auto, etc. side, and if you have any financial planning needs, Melissa Johnson is your contact. We also have TTR Networking Global Partner, Robert Bonjour, with Offset Printing. And he is available, he and his company, to work on your printing needs, whether that's booklets, books in print, copies, etc. Contact Robert Bonjour at Offset Printing. And let me see, did we get a review? Oh, we've got the new members that I mentioned at the top of our recording, which Carol Blackman, Realtor, Kim Good with Good Bookkeeping and HR payroll services. And we also have Catherine Brajas, New York, who is the animal whisperer, psychic phenom, and Reiki specialist. So I think that covers just about everybody. And again, my name is Dawn Evans Casey. When I started off with TTR networking back in 2016, my business was spa travel, and actually still is. I have changed my host agency since then, but I am still working in the travel business, still helping people to have wonderful, memorable travel experiences. So that includes everything from car rentals and hotel reservations, cruises, destination rail, hotel reservations that I mentioned, both domestic, international. If you're ready to go and need someone, a travel professional, to help you plan not only how to get there, but what to do when you get there, Spa Travel is happy to help. Additionally, since I started my travel business, I have also kicked off a nonprofit venture with my husband, which is called Claiming Your Roots. That is an educational outreach endeavor where we teach and share information about how to do your own family history research and pull your findings together in a keepsake that you can share with other family members and pass forward to future generations to continue to build upon. Your family history, a lot of people don't know where they're going until they understand where they have come from and who in their past has contributed to the well-being that they experience today. So family history is important. It's always wonderful to celebrate your family, and Claiming Your Roots loves to help. Additionally, last fall, I was working with another TTR networking executive, Nicole Williams, who encouraged me to pursue my passion and start a blog. And I have loved chocolate since my childhood. So I am now writing a blog called Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, where I share pictures and recipes and poems and quips and the joy of chocolate. So currently posted on Cheerful Chocolate Spirit is on Facebook. We also have some promotional items with the Cheerful Chocolate logo for sale. And if you just want to take a break in your day, for those who enjoy or love chocolate, love to look at it, love to think about it, love to enjoy eating it, we have recommendations of how to do it in a healthy way, as well as just some decadent chocolate to enjoy. So that is Dawn in a nutshell: Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, Spa Travel, and Claiming Your Roots. Let me see, anything new going on? I know on the travel side, there is a new requirement when traveling to Europe that requires individuals to actually apply. Even though you've got a passport, you actually have to apply to be able to, it's a security check to go to Europe. So that is recommended, that that's something that you do prior to even finalizing your air and hotel and accommodations, so forth. So I'll share more about that and individuals' experiences with that as time goes by. But as everybody's just trying to make sure that the world stays safe, that people are traveling safely, and able to move around safely without endangering others. So I haven't heard any negatives about it as of yet, but we'll keep you posted. Any questions that I might be able to help anyone with, travel-wise, genealogy-wise, or chocolate-wise this evening? All righty. Well, I mentioned at the top of the recording as well that our theme for the month of September is the successful 60-second pitch. And I know both Nancy and Robert are seasoned networkers and have been in their business for quite some time. How do you feel about your current 60-second pitch? Is it something that's that you hone and change up compared depending on your audience of listeners? Is it something that you practice from time to time?
Well, I speak for me. I do change minds occasionally, but the core of what I'm saying is true. I may change a few of the words, or either less or more, depends on who you're talking to, and then what you're trying to lead into something itself. But you have a core pitch, but you definitely got to be able to be nimble, either up to add or to retract. Depends on the audience you need to speak to, and what needs to be said, or if you're trying to transition to something else with that person. So, yeah, practicing it every day. You use it. You're practicing it every day. You hear yourself say it. You always pay attention to what you're saying, how you're saying it, and when you're saying it. If you speak, sometimes we can get comfortable. We can say, okay, I'm talking too fast, or I'm talking too slow, or I got pacing myself to make sure you're saying it clearly and comfortable with folks to understand what you're saying and doing. And also maybe you're saying it to a call of action, or just want to give information. Depends on how you're talking, who you're talking. So, my 2 cents.
Thank you. I agree with all that. What about you, Nancy?
I agree. I think I change it up depending on the audience and where we are and who I'm talking to. Because you have to be aware. You have to see how their body language. You can usually tell by their body language if they're listening to you or if they're just standing there. It's like something that interests them or it's not interesting them.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that if I don't think they're paying attention, I might throw something in there just to see, just to see if they are paying attention, Yeah, get free insurance. What? I've done that in media, especially when you're networking with a bunch of people in a room, and you're all doing the 60 seconds to each other. After a while, it's like they all run together, or, you're just a lot. And that's why I don't think I don't like doing that at this point in time. I've moved on because I'd like to do a close one-to-one with people a lot better. Get to know them, get to see what their issues are and what concerns they have, if they have that child that keeps getting hurt, or even if they keep hurting themselves. I mean, there's things we can put in place to solve that issue for them. But you can't tell in 60 seconds, but once you get to talk to them a little bit deeper, you can solve some of their problems. But yeah, I change mine up. I don't usually do the same one every time.
I agree. I think it's important to be flexible and add some variety in, because everyone who's listening to you has a different perspective, and you want to make sure that you're able to reach them and meet their needs. So it takes some variety, some flexibility to be able to do that. Nancy, I liked what you said when you throw it out about free insurance, and that kind of is the eye opener that kind of perks
Only sometimes. Sometimes they don't even respond. So you know they're not even there listening to what you're saying. So okay, let's move on here because this isn't working.
Is there routinely, well, not routinely even, is there something, the attention getter? You know, insurance might not be the hot topic in front of people, but what quells their interest? What starts it off? Nancy
I know.
or
I know.
Robert, what gets people interested or gets their attention to even hear your 60 seconds?
I know a lot of times with insurance, if they have a friend going through a major issue, like cancer treatments, they know, they see what's happening with their friends. So it's like, what do I need? So I don't have to, put it out on, what they call the stuff where you put them out, GoFundMe pages,
Oh yeah.
which I hate. I hate when I see that. That's like, oh my God. But if there's something fresh in their mind or they've just been exposed to it is what catches a lot of people with health insurance.
I agree. What's the attention getter on your end, Robert?
Well, I learned one thing about if you can be a good storyteller, you get people attention. And something that depends on the audience. You pick and choose what something is, what they're doing. You want to hit them. Say, it's like, who want to be a homeowner? Or how many of you guys are homeowners? How many of you guys been thinking about being a homeowner? Well, how many of you been thinking about it in your head, but you never put any work to it? So has that one of you all? So yeah, and you ask, and you kind of go there before you say, okay, why you're not doing that? Why haven't you become a homeowner? What's stopping you? What's some of your pitfalls you feel it is? And you said, me ask that for you. Your credit, right? Oh, fear. Maybe that's it. Yeah. So you talking to him, it's like, and you get their attention. You kind of like, oh wow, yeah, he's speaking my language, and you kind of go from there. So you can or you can become, a good storyteller. If you're a good storyteller, it becomes much easier. You pick a topic, say homeowners. I know you all been listening to the news, think about that. You hear in the news that you don't want to, that you shouldn't buy a home now. I say, wait a minute. Do you know? Are they talking to you? Do you have an 800 credit score? You have a 720 credit score. If raise your hand if you got a 720 score. Is they talking to you? If you don't have a 720 credit score, you putting down 20% doing a 15-year mortgage. Is that you? Raise your hand if it's that you. And they say, it's not me. Well, okay, why it's not you then? So you start out with questions. I always say start with a question and put it back on them and let them start thinking. Then when you get to start thinking, so let me help you here. How many, if you're working, you've been working, right? You've been in your job 2 years, they raise your hand. Okay. How many you renting your place? I raise your hand. Okay, great. So you can be a homeowner. What? You can be a homeowner. They looking like, whoa. You never thought about it, right? Maybe you thought about it. You talk among your friends, your girlfriends, maybe since, so you ask those questions. So you try to figure out how to get their attention. Then the younger audience agree, older audience, depends where you are. You pick and choose, but then energy, you gotta have. If you can't be mono, you gotta have some energy. You gotta take the room up a little level. Can get their attention. Like, whoa, okay, now you got their attention. Now, can you hold it? And then up to you. Just say that before you give your spiel, say, hey, I'm a mortgage banker. I've been doing this over 25 years. Help folks like yourself become homeowners. For you to achieve your goal, the dream that you had in your mind, if it's not on paper. Let's take this you have in your head. Let's make it a plan of action. So you participate in your tomorrow, so you can become housing wealth. Do you know housing wealth? Yeah. So how many of you guys own anything or invest in anything? No. So all you all are consumers. So I mean, every dollar you got to come in goes right out the door to someone else, not to you. You love to be able to contribute to yourself. Well, housing wealth. How many of you all have children? So you ask those questions. How many you want to retire? How many you want a second home? How many you like to have you pay for a car free and clear? Housing wealth. How many you like to have other options for yourself other than what you have right now? Housing wealth. So if you really want to be something, want these things to happen for you, to create some options that you do not have today, get over and step in this line. They are all moved that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the energy, exercising, you bring it to them, how you talk about it, and people say, and folks like, wow, I never thought about that. I said, yes, you're not investing in yourself. People like, whoa.
I was just taking notes as you were talking, Robert, and the words that jumped out that you shared, because a lot of people these days are complacent. They're not trusting. They're skeptical. And whereas the words that we share with them have to turn what negative experiences, what skeptical perceptions they have into engaging and positive, the words that you use, that you want to be helpful, that you're trying to tell the story that makes sense for them, that meets their needs. That's really important. Rather than us as business owners talking to somebody from a sales perspective, we're trying to sell something, we're trying to, get some business. It's about the help and meeting the needs.
It's the help. I said, it's not about selling anything. I said, tell people, if I'm selling something to you, I'm gonna walk away from you. My goal is to help you. You got to show that you got something for them. I call it the feature and benefits. It's a feature. I'm just talking about it. It's a benefit then if I can tie it to them what they're doing. And I try to tie it to them by knowing those pitfalls and going down that lane. I call it bowling down that lane. They got no choice but to stand up when you bowl down that lane. And you take away and you quiet all the noise, and you ask and you put them and say, you should be a homeowner. Why not you? Why? Well, how come? You work every day. Don't you think you work hard for your dollars? That's gonna be a yes. Don't you want to invest in yourself where you got some return of your dollar? That'll be yes. You would like to be able to have some options that you don't have today? That'll be yes. So I have no reason. So I bowl down an alley there and I showed them, I said, I want to help you get there. I said, then on top of that, I have dollars to help you get there. People's like, what? Yeah, I got dollars to help you get there. Because now what I talk about, it's like, whoa. I said, I got 3 buckets. I tell them 3 buckets. And then guess what? I go down to a 600 credit score. And they're like, whoa, man, wait a minute, Nate. And so and I'm going to take you where you are. If you're not ready today, but you will be tomorrow, if you do what I'm saying. It's like, what? I said, but it's only one thing. You got to participate. You say, what? Yeah, you have to participate. You have to participate in your tomorrow if you want to help. Because you have not, I can tell you right now, if you don't have anything, you've just been checking the box, moving through this thing for different reasons here. Your levels of reason, maybe fear, unknown, afraid to go talk to someone, talking to each other, and you kind of diminishing yourself because you don't think it's worth your time. I said, then you go into a bank, you don't want to be embarrassed. I know what it is. You go in there and you don't feel like you're at the par. Or you've been down that road and got upset because someone really threw it back on you. And you like, I'm not doing that ever again. Like, right. He's like, yeah, you're right. I did that happen to me. So I take away all that. And he's like, whoa, this guy talking to me. I said, so I understand. I know where you are. I said, I know I look like you. I'm here to help you.
Cool.
No strings attached. If you want to be helped, if you're ready to participate in your tomorrow. People like, whoa. People like, yeah, I'm ready. Okay. That's it. So my approach is different for everyone, but I'm coming back down this same road. I may take different avenues to get here, depends on the audience, but I'm coming back down this same road. But one thing for sure, my energy and my passion to them, telling them he wants to help me. No shame, no judgment. People are like, what? I said, then I tell them, I said, I said, some of you all been paying some collection company, some credit people who paying money for someone. Where are you now? How far did it get you? You're still in the same bucket right now. I said, yeah, right. But don't you know you can do this yourself? Just your time and energy. You got plenty of time, right? You got a lot of energy, right? So you can do it yourself. And cost you nothing that you don't have. People's like, what? You say, you're not charged? Not a dime.
Awesome.
So that's what I do with, and every depends on young folks. And I got one group taught us some young kids, help them to understand. I said, well, you're going to work one day. You're going to finish up. And when I left the class, they knew something's going to college. So when you graduate the college, what are you first thing going to buy? Because they had all different mirrors things they can do. When I finished with them, I said, so what's the first thing you're going to buy? A house. They all said it together. When I left them, it's like, whoa. They said, yeah, they was totally changed. And I talked to some young folks that high schoolers, they said, one of my class I taught, she said, Robert, the majority of them are now saving money. They put money in bank account. So it's all about trying to call for action and tell them how they can now participate in tomorrow, because I show them what the tomorrow can look like based upon the path path they are.
Yeah.
And you ask some key questions. What do you want? Do you want a prosperous future, or do you want to exist and just go through the motions? And they said, well, no. I said, I mean, you got to participate now. You have to participate now. You have to make changes now and make right decisions for yourself now, so you can move forward, so you have better options on the table for you than you have right now. If you want to stay on the same path, I can tell you what your options are going to be. It's like, whoa. So my whole goal is just really awakening the people to take action.
Yep. I like that. Waking up people.
Yep.
The successful 60-second pitch starts with piquing the interest.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If in 60 seconds, you can't tell the whole story.
No.
But you can share enough information that you hope it piques some tell me more. Right. Because they feel comfortable. They feel like they can trust to a degree that, their time invested in listening to you will glean something beneficial for them. Nancy's story, when she knows how insurance products have saved someone from financial hardship because it was in place, and it was the type that they needed based upon their situation. When she can talk about that, her training, her knowledge gets people to understand what they need in place for the possibilities that they may face, that's what might pique the interest. Tell me more, Nancy. Insurance doesn't have to be, the deep, enthralling, psychological, thrilling movie, but it's something that is needed, and it provides benefit. And especially when you pique the right person with the right words, they're like, oh, I'm beginning to understand. Tell me more. From my travel side, I can tell people stories how individuals who thought they were cutting corners or going out and doing their own arrangements for travel, they thought that they were doing the best things for themselves, but not being in that industry, not knowing all the ins and outs, when issues happen, they're not necessarily prepared to spend the time and the money and sacrifice that comfort to deal with those emergencies. Well, a certified travel agent is. So in my 60 seconds, I'm trying to pique someone to let them know I am here to help. I can take some of that stress and worry away. My contacts with industry professionals helps me get you great prices, go great places, and meet your needs. And those are the types of things that I want to make sure that I convey in my successful 60 seconds to be able to continue the conversation. I want to make sure that people understand that a 60-second pitch isn't all there is to it. There is always more communication, more relationship building that needs to happen. But the first 60 seconds in that pitch, that's the prime time to get their attention, to convey the important bullet points, to start building that trust and sometimes, like Robert said, that inspiration to take action and put something in place, consider another perspective, consider an action plan that they hadn't even thought was possible for them.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause,
Go ahead.
when you think about it's just that people don't, it's the same philosophy for kids. We say kids don't care what you say till they know you care. People, it's the same thing for people, adults. Same thing for people. If you're moving to them in a form of trying to sell them something, you'll lose more than you gain.
Yeah.
But if you move toward them in a way that you want to show them how you can help them, you got their attention. And that's the difference between someone else calling them up saying the same thing, something similar, but they feel like you're trying to help. Your price, what you may offer maybe be a few dollars more, but they feel sincere that you're trying to help them. They're gonna stay with you. They're gonna stay with you. So you're creating a benefit to them, and as long as you continue and show that, they're gonna work with you, and most importantly, they're gonna refer more friends and family, more friends and people they know to you versus just closing with you and then moving on. Because we have closed many deals, we took care of people, but maybe they didn't feel the sense of a benefit they have. They closed but never referred nobody.
Yeah.
And so, and we know that, hey, if you want to, I said, if you can get for every 10 clients, you can get 7 of them to refer someone. Guess what? That's 7 people I had to go out and search for. 7 people you can go out and search for. Loans, you delivering the same thing. So I said, so your goal is to get referrals from the business, from the transaction you did, because all that work you put in should pay you some dividends back for them.
Yeah.
And they feel comfortable. And a lot of times if you give them a call, because they're gonna go back and tell them, hey man, I had a great experience. Oh, Dawn took care of me. Oh, she really informed me about the trip. She made sure things in place. She called me and checked on me. She made things so I didn't have to ask a lot of things. She just took care of me. I didn't have to worry about nothing, man. I felt so good. So when I had a question, I just called her. She was answering the phone. She responded to email, text. I said, what? Yeah. I had a great time, great experience. That would make my trip even better. And that's, that's worth 100 times more than somebody put in a comment on a website. Because they telling someone about it and they told the story and you didn't say anything. Because they took the experience they received from you, and they telling it for you.
Yep. That was our August theme of awesome testimonials. And, all of these themes connect to us becoming better business managers, owners, operators. And our group title, Collaborating Connections, we want to do well, and we want those around us doing well too. We all want to thrive. We all want to be efficient and effective. And we learn from each other and can make tweaks and improvements based upon what we hear and experience and learn, that we just can't get if we are just, you know, focused in a silo, just doing our business all by ourselves, hustling, you know, day in and day out. There's so much to be gleaned from the collaborative networking aspect, so much to learn. Sometimes we learn from somebody else's mistakes. Sometimes we tweak based upon, I really like the way they said that. I'm going to find out how I can incorporate that into my realm, my business. And those are the types of leaps and bounds we can make while we're collaborating, while we're networking, that individuals just self-focused in their own business might not get to utilize, might not get to take advantage of. So again, all of those aspects of the rescue, the relationships, the education, the success strategy, the understanding, execution, all of that, you know, that's what we're about. That's what our themes feed into on a weekly and monthly basis. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, you mentioned, Robert, about the ask. And, you know, that's part of probably the wrap up of our 60-second pitch. Now that we've shared what we're about, who we are, what are we asking of those individuals who are listening to us? So again, that's something that probably varies depending on who you're talking to. But do you make sure that there is an understood ask in every pitch, every introduction?
Yeah, you want to call, I call it it's soft close. You also want to soft close. You want to call people to action to do something, because you can't ask them for the whole, for everything, because you only talk about a little. But you say, but if you want to know more, you want to do something, you want to know more, call me. You want to figure out what it is, fill out my application. You want to know how much, what it is, supply your documentation. So, but that's where you know factually what you can qualify for, not materialistically, but what you qualify for. Understanding that everything is based upon your footprint, not someone else's, but your footprint. So you want to know what you qualify for, or what you need to do to get to the position where you can. You need to do this to here. If you're ready, complete it. If you're ready, submit it. If you're ready, complete the application. Take action. Or if you call them and say, hey, you know, set an appointment this evening. If you want to take an action, set the appointment today. That's super where you are. If you want to do one-on-one consult, because you're not sure you're ready, but you need more information, sign up. I'm here to help. People are like, whoa, yeah, and people come, you know, some people fear. I said, I understand you maybe fear today, but if you really, really, really want to make your tomorrow better than your today, you will call me. So call, fill the application. You know, and that's using your voice inflections when you try, and sometimes you're doing things to almost like as you're walking to them and you're standing right next to them, right in their ear. You should call me. It's like, whoa. And so, because you've done all you can, you set the table, you set it up for you kind of hit all those points. So now you cover a good demographic of what you go of your room, and you have a right to now ask them for them to take action, because what you're going to say, and always say, put it back on them. If you want your tomorrow better than your today, don't you? They say, yeah. They shake their head, yeah, because you shake, yeah. So sign up. Sign up. worst case scenario, you understand where you are, what you need to do to get ready. Yeah. Okay. They sign up. They complete the application. They take an action because all you want to do is take it in front of them and take an action.
Exactly. It's part of that understanding piece of the rescue acronym. It's, you've had this conversation, you've had this interaction, you've had the opportunity to share. Now what's next? If you just leave them hanging, you've left them, you've inspired them, you've got some trust, you've got some interest, but you just leave them hanging without an ask, without a call to action. You know, where are you in that engagement with that individual? So the call to action, the ask, it is an effective wrap up of the successful
part right.
60-second pitch. Exactly.
Right.
And
You
everybody,
did it right.
depending on who you're talking to, the call to action might be a little different. Sometimes you're asking to be connected to somebody else that they might know who might need what you're offering. Sometimes you're asking them themselves, if you're interested and ready. You know, my call to action in the spot trout, fill out a client profile. Let's schedule a follow-up discussion so that we can gather more details and start the planning process.
But you can say, hey, you maybe even you want to take a vacation, but you feel it's out of reach.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what let's, you don't have to go to Paris, but there's some place right here locally you can go to.
Sure.
Let's go there. Because a vacation is better than no vacation. Would you agree? Yeah. So let's take a vacation. Come on. Sign up. Let me show you how you can get there. Let me show you how it's affordable than you think.
How about you, Nancy? What's your normal call to action? Because you certainly, you know, you give them all this wonderful information. You don't want them to continue to go out and wander and, you know, not do anything, not take advantage of signing up for something that they need. So how do you approach your ask or your call to action?
Honestly, that's where I mess up because I don't think I give them a call to action, because I give them the information and then they go off and sign up online somewhere usually, or, you know, they go to ACA, explain how to do it, and they go do it themselves. I mean, I tell them anytime you have any other questions, give me a call, but I think I lose them. I let them go, walk away right at that point, and I need to get a better call to action in place. Because I've done it. I can name many a time when they just went off and signed up on ACA themselves after I gave them the information, because I don't push. I'm the only one around. You have to let me do it for you, because that's just not the way I'm not that type of salesperson. I hate those salespeople when they do that. You know, they get in their face and wag their finger at you and tell you what you have to do. And I don't do that. I mean, if you need help, I give them my information, my card, if I have one on me, which I usually do. And they can go away. I leave it open. If they want to call me, they're more than happy to talk to them further. But I have to work on my call to action.
Yeah.
You think about that, Nancy, that you worked hard, you knowledgeable about in your field, and you're passionate about what you feel. When you're talking to folks, you're not just saying something as a sales pitch. You're trying to educate. I mean, it's just really you always want to have a call to action. No matter what you do, you want people to take some actions toward making it to you, if no more than say, hey, you know, we just cover a lot of information. Definitely know it's overwhelming. This topic is a big topic for you all to understand, and I get it. And that's why I'm here. I want to be a resource for you to help you navigate this course here. So let me help you. Sign up for my program here. I have these slots here available. Take an action. Sign up today. Let me help you get through this process here.
It
So-
may be part of your relationship building process to take it through to the end and explain to them that, you know, you want to make sure that they get it right.
Because you're not
help them.
You're not pushing them, but you want them, but you know that if you just say, well, when you're ready, reach out to me. That's to me, that's a nonchalant way, and no one's going to do anything. You want to now, after you give all the information, and you know that he said, hey, you can get a lot of phone calls, you can get a lot of people calling you, can get a lot of people pushing you to do something. I want to help you. I want to be a resource for you. Please sign up. Take a moment, sign up to my program today. You know, I have slots. I make myself available. I try to speak to 5 people a day. Take one of my slots. So be one of my 5 I talk to, one of my 5 that I interact with, one of my 5 to help you move through this together. So please sign up.
Okay.
Just like that. And your approach is still there, but you're summarizing yourself, and you're empathizing with them, and you help them say, I'm here to help. You reiterate to them, I want to be a resource for you. So I have 5 slots that I deal with every day. So be one of my 5. So sign up.
Thank
and
you.
you have a link to where you sign up to, or if you're doing it in person, have your sign up sheet out there ready for them to sign up for. If you have a website that they sign up on, boom, and you sign them up. You got different times. It's like, whoa, okay. And then they sign up. You just get a call. Hell, yeah, I want to sign up. I want to do this because she wanted to help me. I like the information she gave me. So you want to take advantage of what happened, because remember when they leave you, they got other people calling them.
Right.
So if you don't have an action, they're gonna have an action. But you want them to sign up. You say, hey, and you want to let them know. You can get a lot of people calling you. A lot of them people gonna call you and say a lot of different things. I get it. But I'm gonna listen to you, and we're gonna help you navigate a plan that benefits you. It's like, what? Yeah, that benefits you. So sign up.
Yep.
It's like that.
Cool.
So if you in my days of sales, you cannot do all that work. You don't want to be pushy, but also you want them to take action. If you don't take action, somebody else will. If you leave them on the table, I remember back years ago, I would be, I call it, if I do a great discovery, there's no way you should do business with me. Well, yes and no, but if you don't tell me to do something, they ain't gonna do business with you. They're gonna move on. They like your information. They're gonna move on down the road, and they're gonna be like, oh, I say, because I didn't have a call to action. I didn't have a call to action, so it was always an action. You want them to take an action with you to do something towards your way, and they're more likely to stay with you versus going somewhere else. Because once people commit to something, they're gonna stay there and be with you. They're not gonna be bothered with any other people. And the quicker you get them on, you talk to them, the quicker you get them out of the everybody talking to, because you gotta let them know. You can get a lot more phone calls. You can take those calls and become confused, or you can just not take those calls. Let's get your information customized to you. Then you make an informed decision for yourself. Like, whoa, because then you said, I'm not going to force you. You make an informed decision.
Very good.
You plan to see for them what they need to do, an informed decision. You say you're going to because you want to make an informed decision, right? Yeah. So that's what we're going to put everything together, give you all the data if you need to know, so you can make a most informed decision for you. You say, well, so you keep turning back right now. He's like, well, it's no longer a feature, it's a benefit.
Oftentimes those awesome experiences come from closing the engagement. You've completed it. They're happy, they're satisfied, they're wowed, and that's when they can give that awesome testimonial. Not often will someone go and say, give that awesome testimonial about someone that they heard their pitch, but they didn't follow through, didn't take any action, didn't complete anything with. There's an incomplete story that they can't make an awesome testimonial out of it. But to have, the process completed, the client happy, satisfied, return for additional business, that's the making of the great relationship, the awesome testimonial, the wonderful experience. And that's what I think we're all after. And, we all don't get all the business.
No.
But we get the business that we need that fits within our niche. And we get that by the successful 60-second pitch turning into a closing, a call to action that is met and fulfilled authentically, trusting, with a wonderful experience to it. So that's what we're in the pursuit of, the wow. We are at 7:28 and about to wrap this up this evening. So I just want to open the floor in case there are any last thoughts about the successful 60-second pitch, although we'll continue to talk about this for the rest of the month. Anybody? Okay.
Awesome
Well,
job.
I just want to remind everyone, next week is our actual celebration of our 6th birthday and our Visitors Day. So again, to everybody out there who may be listening to the recording, if you're interested in jumping in, registering on and being a part of next Tuesday night, which is September 12th, our Visitors Day, we would love to meet you. We'd love to have you. So get registered on Eventbrite. I'll make sure to post the link with this video as well. And invite. We're looking forward to having a wonderful time. We've got some door prizes. We'll be doing the introductions and we'll have great discussion as usual. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And we'll see you next Tuesday night.
See you later.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.